Yo, what's up, Ricker? Oh, oh, I feel extra slow today for some reason. Okay, okay. We got Cicero Barbarian done. Yeah, he turned out pretty cool. I'll post speed draw of him up later. I have a lot of these I could turn into speed draws. Just haven't gotten around to it. I feel like his bicep could be a little buffer. Just a little bit buffer. A little bigger. His chest is already gigantic. There we go. That's looking better. He was having a bit of a Spider-Man bicep when he should have more of a Hulk. What's up, Fear? I guess I'm the only one in the room. Some are lurkers. There we go. Traps are gigantic. Yeah, I like to make the. Always like to make the dinosaur neck. Brontosaurus neck. That's what they used to call it. The Brontosaurus neck. Yeah, now he looks like a barbarian. Okay. Just doing some drawings today. Stuff I can't really show though. Inappropriate. But let's start doing some warm-ups. Dude, did anybody watch I just got done watching the streamer Penguin. I think his real name is Charlie. And how he's no longer accepting donations, and then he said he didn't feel right about it, and then he showed what he's making on Twitch and YouTube. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, not safe for work stuff. That's what I worked on. Can't show it. It'll appear on my Patreon eventually. But like he was talking about it, and he was showing the first year he was doing streaming, he made like about $50,000. Yeah, the long hair guy. He's like he kind of did it off and on, wasn't really serious, and then like over the next couple years, he like really locked in, and basically, I think with his YouTube revenue and ads and Twitch, was making 1 year, and 1 year he made like I don't know this 1 year or over a couple of years, but basically $48 million. Oh my god, it's incredible! Imagine that. And he said he's not. He's saying that he's not even the top streamer. He's like people are making way more than that. It's like I can't even imagine making that much money. I spent 8 years making a video game. The most I made on that game on Steam was 5,000. I made 5K. Now it barely makes $10 a month. So some months Steam doesn't even send me anything because it's below the threshold of what you need before they deposit anything to your account. But yeah, I'm like, man, I'm doing this whole earning income thing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing, but it ain't doing what Charlie's doing. Yeah, he collabed with AQW. I heard a while ago. I didn't see any of that, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, I heard about that one too. Some OnlyFans girls. That's that's a little different. That's like me doing my adult content. It's kind of it's kind of I don't want to say it's cheaper, but you're tapping into some primal urges of the human race with that. Whereas LeBron is actually using some skills. And obviously I have drawing skills, but when I'm doing my adult content, I'm not really counting on my art skills to get people to pay for that stuff. They're gonna whether it's a bad drawing or a good drawing, as long as it's tits and ass, they're happy. I don't ever expect to make that kind of money doing streams. That's not what this is for. There's no comparison there. I'm more looking at it as uh, the actual work I'm doing. And I think the thing that was holding me back for so many years was, like I've talked about many times, not actually doing the art and projects that I was excited about. I was doing them specifically just to chase a paycheck. And I think that's where I went wrong in my journey. Yeah, I'm not gonna go the streamer route or YouTube content creator. I'm not doing any of that. That's not. If I were to do that, that would just be another case of me chasing money or trying to chase money. It's it's a losing battle. It's not something I would enjoy. All this Kame stream stuff is to try to build an audience to actually get eyeballs onto actual work that I do want people to see. It's not the streaming itself. It's not the It's not the YouTube content itself. I don't want to be a YouTuber. Absolutely not. I am not a. I'm not in the public type entertainer. It's not my thing. Oh, we need to get some music. What's up, Druid? If you stick on AQW, I think it will boost you again. But yeah, there's a lot of pros and cons on that. Yeah, I'm not looking to ride AQW coattails or anything like that either. I'm just gonna work on my projects, and maybe one day they will. Maybe when I'm actually when I'm in tune with my true art, that's when it'll that's when it will vibe with everything. Yeah, I'm not chasing the paycheck anymore. Too old for that now. Been there, done that. From age 18 to 40. Oh my god, why is it always so loud? My god. Stagnant or progress? Yeah, AQW is still a niche community. Yep. You don't need to have worldwide audience to be massively successful. AQW is an example of that. You just need a dedicated group of fans. It doesn't need to be the whole world. That's why there's so many successful YouTubers. Like there's a niche for everyone. AQW in my country is still alive. There's a lot of groups and communities. That's awesome. Dragon Con is a huge convention. Oh gosh. No, I'm not gonna do any of that, Ricker. I'm not gonna do any kind of social media. I'm not gonna do anything that I don't care about. Basically, I'm just gonna keep making my projects, try to promote it. That's all this is. Just trying to promote my projects with a presence. Just having a presence. I've watched other like artists and YouTube or game developers try to incorporate YouTube, and they talk about how it becomes this conflict. It becomes a conflict of interest because a lot of the time the art or the game development becomes secondary because then the YouTube becomes really popular and then they have to maintain it. And so they talk about how they're conflicted by now their art or their game is suffering because now they're trying to upkeep their social media or their YouTube channel because now it's bringing in income. I'm like, that sounds terrible. It's just another trap. It's just another cage you're building yourself. So yeah, I'm not gonna chase any of it if it's not something I'm passionate about. I remember I think I remember what when you said you thought that I said I don't mind being broke. It's not that I don't mind being broke. I think it was when I was talking about Sylvester Stallone and how he was trying to get a deal with his movie Rocky, but they didn't want him to star in it. And for him, that was the deal breaker. He said he needed to star in the movie. What he had said was he knew how to be broke. He knew how to be poor. So he didn't mind continuing to do it if it meant he wasn't going to get what he wanted out of the negotiations. So they couldn't tempt him with the money. They kept upping the money that they're offering him to buy the script from him, the movie script. And he kept refusing because he was like, unless I'm starring in the movie, no deal. So that was what I was sort of alluding to when I was saying, I know how to be uh, not financially abundant. I can continue to do this and not accept jobs that I don't want to do. Yeah, gotta stay focused. I already did the other part where I chased every trend, tried to chase every algorithm. I already did it. I already did it, and I hated it. That's what Sheathor was. Sheathor versus Zombie Hulk. That was one of them, and then there was Halo versus Star Wars, and then there was the kids show. I mean, the kids show, the Alien Outcast wasn't terrible, but it's definitely not in line with what I normally do. Shit. Imagine doing TikTok. I put up a couple TikTok videos just of my game and art, but I don't even know if I have the TikTok app on my phone anymore. I've kind of been trying to stay away from social media. Oh, I wanted to draw Madeline. That's right. Let me do a sketch of Madeline. Oh, yeah. Social media can like literally rot your brain. Feel bad for the kids growing up with it. It must be really terrible. Perpetually online. Oh, let's see. Madeline. I'm gonna do a cartoon version. Kids are early exposed. Imagine not experiencing a real childhood because of that. Yeah. I think that's why a lot of them are so sensitive. They don't know how to manage their emotions. They don't know how to interact with people. They don't know how to deal with conflict. Yeah, my default style is very generic. I'm drawing with my brain basically turned off right now. So this is what naturally comes out. Oh, what's up, Zaire? I'm trying to draw Madeline actually. Your suggestion from last time, or a couple times actually. Oh, by the way, I started working in Toon Squid. I got an interesting animation. I can't show it on the stream. I'll post it on I'll post it on Patreon eventually. I could DM it to you on Discord. It's pretty interesting. I think you could do pretty cool animations in it. Um, because of the different brushes they have. It probably wouldn't be as fast as using Flash, but you get a more unique look, more unique style. Yeah, but I bought it yesterday, and then I just started drawing in it. Today, I experimented with importing rough animations into Toon Squid, and then drawing over the rough animations, which worked. Seems to work pretty good too. But again, it wouldn't be as streamlined. It would be a little slower, but you get a pretty unique look because you're not just stuck with flash brushes and flash coloring. Yeah, you said yesterday you'll fix the timing of the two pieces intro. I didn't fix it, but I did start drawing in Toon Boom with it. Could do a little bit of that in here, I think. So, piece. Wait, what's going on? Okay. Piece, two pieces, so maybe right here. I'll do that after I finish this drawing. Nice. I'm glad it's hitting that itch. I definitely feel it's the closest I found to Flash modernly and portably. Yeah. It's um it's the close I would say it's the closest to drawing in Procreate and animating, which is odd because you would think that dreams would have would be closer to being able to draw, which is what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was be Procreate, but now you have better animation tools. But the drawing in Procreate was lessened. Like a lot of the features from Procreate are not in Dreams, but they're in Tune. They're in Toon Squid, a software made by one guy. I forgot what Madeline looks like. Everyone's doing a piece. Piece and two pieces. I need to look up my own character. I have way too many characters. I make a new character every day. Okay. It's more like a cape. I was making a jacket. I gave her a little shawl. Totally forgot. She's got some healthy looking thighs. Those are like cycler thighs. You ever see those videos of the professional bicyclers, the ones that ride in a circle with those one speed bikes? They have like quads the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. The rest of their body is normal looking, but their quads are just fucking giant, like turkeys, like a turkey thigh, but gigantic turkey. That's what Madeline's thighs reminded me of in this drawing, this older drawing I did of her. Not complaining. I like it. I said I was gonna make her cartoonish, but I accidentally made her too regular proportioned. Oh well. It's part of the fun. I'm never quite sure how my drawings will look. They still don't have a lasso tool. I didn't even notice that. I was stuck on so many other things trying to work in dreams. Yeah, I swear I thought it was just gonna be like Procreate, and but then more in-depth animation tools. I mean, you can already animate in Procreate, but it's just like missing a whole bunch of quality of life features, layers, or animation layers. I heard the engine for Dreams is different, which is why. Oh, why would they use a different engine? I guess they don't want to compete with their. I guess they don't want to compete with Procreate, but if Dreams was just Procreate, but you could animate better, that would have been like perfect. Madison. Also, Madison has those dope. Yeah, she has the shoe things. The shoe satellites. As I call them, which makes her indisposed very awkward. Well, they're kind of detached, so maybe I can play with that. What if they stayed on the outsides, no matter where her feet were? I don't know. Yeah, this is why they keep cleaning. They keep cleaning wipes at the gym, Drawing never made anyone sweat some sweat too much. You know what we can do? Make this easier. If we make her floating, if we make her floating, it might be easier to put on her satellite. Put on her shoe satellites. Oh, that kind of works. Just have this foot in this position. She doesn't have to be floating all the way. What are her powers? I think she has a little bit of I don't know what you call it, like kinetic power, or like she can kind of manipulate. I haven't really thought about too much, but she's definitely got some sort of ability. Maybe she's got a little bit of psychic ability, like maybe some telekinesis. But she's not like it's not like hardcore psychic or psychic using power. She uses like traditional weapons and stuff too. Maybe she has those powers, but she doesn't know. She doesn't quite know how to control them efficiently yet. Little story arc there. What's up, Shades? Just came back, felt a little earthquake. Luckily, it's a minor one. Ooh, some aftershocks, huh? No specific date release on Akumi Wars. Not really. Coming up close, though. We're almost at Halloween. So I should probably get that out soon. Figure out what, if anything, I can add. I'm gonna make her look snooty. Oh, sounds like good story fodder. Yep. I think all my characters start off like that. I kind of have a general idea of what they do, and then they kind of evolve. It's like my art brings them into the ether, and then only after they're here do I start thinking, huh, what's their story? I don't do the I don't do the write it out first and then draw it, or think it out first and then draw it. I kind of just whatever I draw, and then what does that look like? Where I have a general idea. Like in her original drawing, I had her like she had some sort of energy coming out of her hand. I didn't have any idea what that meant. Just thought it looked cool. She's got the power of family heirlooms. When you said family, Fast and Furious comes to mind. Yeah, I imagine she'd hit the road on some rollerblades if she weren't out already floating. Yeah, she can walk on air. Gravity shoes, anti-gravity shoes. Man, drawing loose like this has really allowed me to evolve my drawing skills. Because I'm not trying to draw everything perfect like I had been over the years. I'm drawing how I used to draw when I was just learning to draw, which was more wild and full of energy. But that's how you learn. Gotta screw up first. Gotta mess up. Then you're like, oh, that didn't work. Let me try something else. For a while there, I was just trying to make everything nice and tidy. Nice and clean. Nice and boring. It's a true thing. I didn't realize it, but I never understood why. Because when I was younger, I thought I wanted to be a comic book artist. So I would make my sketches, and the sketches would look badass. And then I'd go to ink it, and then all the energy and all the movement was sucked right out of it because I didn't know how to ink. And so I just inked it how I saw comics did. I thought comics did. And I just zapped all the energy that I had in my pencils out of the work when I inked it because I was making it too clean, too neat. But inking also has an energy to it. You have to think about the same way this sketch does. That's why I like leaving a lot of this sketchiness in there because it leaves that energy in there. Are there any other character designs you look back on? You're like, what was I thinking? Nothing that could. Oh, nothing that comes to my mind right now. Maybe stuff that I don't remember that I made. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, did I draw that? That's happened a handful of times where I wasn't sure that if I drew something because it was so different. But characters, not really. But my characters haven't really veered out into too much outside of Akumi stuff for so long. So they've kind of been on guardrails in a way. I've definitely had that feeling with some of the art I had put into AQW back in the day because especially when I had started losing my passion for art, some of the stuff I look back, I'm like, oof, how did that get past the whatchamacallit? How did that get past inspection? Looking like Emma Frost from Marvel Rivals. Yeah, I hear a lot about Emma Frost from Marvel Rivals. She's a popular girl. Or Emma Frost looks like her. I wish I had her kicks. Just watched a couple of days ago the owner of the famous Kicks caught selling fakes. Of the famous Kicks? The Glory Bros animation takes you back at. Yeah, that was another time for sure. That lasted a bit. You draw so much, it's awesome. But when I first saw the AE sketchbook, I wanted to get some of them in color. I think most artists' sketches end up in their parents' basements forever. Yeah, I lost like a ton of my sketches after I moved uh, from my last house in California, right before I went to live in Vietnam for a while. I left the stuff that I had in my house at my I moved it over to my parents' house. It was in their backyard because I didn't have any place. I didn't want to put it in storage. I'd already uh, taken stuff out of my storage. But then while I was in Vietnam, like my stuff was still in the backyard and it rained and all that shit. So I just said, just throw it away. I don't remember what I have. Throw it all away. And I think a lot of that were my sketches from when I was young. I have that AQW sketchbook actually. Let me see if I can grab it. You got me curious now. I want to see my sketches in it. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Oh. So, these sketches are from 2010, I would guess. Oh, I think you can remember some of these. There's Cicero. That was the one I was thinking of when I said, oh, I think I drew him before. Damn, shit is just flying out of this. What the hell? It's pretty interesting. Yeah, I hadn't been drawing for a while, so these proportions are so strange. I mean, it's the best I could do at the time, but they're like, some of them are really odd proportioned. I like this Dracath I made, though, with the girls next to him. Yeah, over here. That's kind of interesting. Rabina, Arctic, Cicero again. And then we got the Oversoul stuff. You guys probably really remember some of these armors. Clunk, Dilligath, Nisha, Nisa. Yeah, it's a trip to look back on. Oh, yeah, that was like 2010-ish. I was still married. That's why I remember. Thanks, Shiver. Yeah, some old school stuff, all on paper. That was before I was. This was before my iPad and stuff. I think she's done. It's a pretty simple design. Let's see what color she has. I like her colors. Kind of reminds me of that one girl from Invincibles, the girl with the pinkish outfit. So she's got like a leotard, but it's actually a full body suit. Just has lines. I'm gonna make her hairpins a little more prominent. I made them pretty basic or pretty small in the original. The sketches with me would be great for a wallpaper. Yeah, that'd be a cool wallpaper. Different things to look at. I don't know if this sketchbook is for sale anymore. They had some. I got that when I visited years ago. So they still had some in stock, and I was like, "Hey, can I have one of these?" Because I'd never got one. All right, let's color her. Wait, what? Oh. Just made a duplicate of the sketch. Yeah, I don't think I asked for one at the time. I just drew it and then that was it. I'm sure they would have sent one to me if I asked. Yeah, actually, they're actually pretty funny about when I asked to have one. I was like, "Oh, do you, can you have the sketchbook that you helped create?" Yes, yes, you can. Emeralds apparently are one of my favorite things to draw. It's just easy. The green is always a standout. God damn it. I don't want to hear these songs with lyrics. God damn it. Oops. Oh, she's got little wing tips on those shoes. Is that what spacesuit shoes look like? Oh yeah, kind of like the little railings, I guess. Kind of a cool look. Nah, her orange looks too much. She looking like a rich girl. Like Asuka from Evangelion. She's reminding me of her. And make it red so she's the Flash. She would look like the Flash. She kind of reminds me of that type of character, actually. Just powers wise. Super fast. I wish there was a way to search for older drawings. 'Cause I have her in here. I've just drawn so many freaking things. I don't know where she's at. Pretty sure I censored most of my adult work, so we should be safe to scroll. Madeline, where are you? Oh, there she is. Actually, I think. Oh, I've made another one over here too. Interesting. We should bring them to the top. Nope, that's not. Now I can get her colors exactly. Oh, like those bratty kids with too much wealth and will force her goons to attack you. She's morphing into Asuka. Yeah, my version of Asuka. Watch out for butts. YouTube doesn't like butts. Yeah, there's there's an option to make your stuff just for kids, but then I forget what it is. If you make it just for kids, what? There's some sort of restriction that happens. I don't remember. I don't know if it's good or bad. I really don't remember. Hmm. You can't comment on YouTube kids, butlers, or goons. Yeah, you can't comment, but I don't remember. Oh, I guess if it's just for kids, then they can only advertise kid-friendly advertisements on it or something like that, maybe. So it's good, I guess, if you're making stuff for kids. I don't know. All I remember is that when I was coming up in animation, everyone wanted to make a kids show because that's where all the money was. You made a successful kid show like Veggie Tales, you're gonna make billions and billions of dollars. And that's why I made a kid show. Not for the passion. I was gonna see if I could make some money. Oh yeah, Coco Melon. I heard that stuff like rots kids' brains. Like it's just there's no substance to it or something. It's basically junk food for kids. I saw VeggieTales DVD on the rack at a corner store the other day. Huh? That's funny. Yeah, when I first got into animation, VeggieTales had just blown up. So that was early 2000s. God damn. That's when I got my first animation job. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the year 2000. I just I remember it so vividly because I got the call that I got the job, and I got to go quit my job at. It wasn't GameStop. It was a competitor. They were called. It was an independent store called Game Square. I said, I'm leaving. I got an animation job. That was such a great moment. Such a great moment. I love that. I still have the day planner where I wrote it down after the interview. Just wrote into it. I got it. I got it. I got the job. 2000. You only realize when you're old enough. Yeah. I feel like the market is changing now. There are more successful adult shows now. Yeah, I don't know how it is now. I don't know if kids shows are the money market they used to be. I'm completely out of the loop. The market has changed, but guys still hand out their mixtapes at the gas pump. Oh, that's crazy. It's good. The passion to create hasn't died. I could just stay on the line work portion of a drawing for so long. It's like, do I make a thick line here? Do I put a detail here? It's never ending. It only ends when I decide to move on from it. I've always loved line work, line drawings, illustrations. There's a time I was into really painterly stuff, but illustrated works, ink works, have always caught my eye the most. Regular show had to appeal to a younger audience on Cartoon Network because Adult Swim wasn't really a popular thing outside of the big ones like Simpsons and South Park. And that was not the initial idea. Wow, Adult Swim is still going strong? That's crazy. At one point I heard that they were in trouble. I guess they got through it. That's good. I have a lot of great memories with Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. It's when it's during that time that I built Takumi, the first episode. Whew. Wow, we're already almost at 2 hours. I'm gonna start trying to be more strict on my 2 hour mark. What's happening here? Oh, wait. Yeah, I gotta go to work out tonight. So I don't wanna burn myself out before then. Just got a little bit more realistic proportions, so can't rely too much on these sketchy lines. Need to start making them thicker. I like drawing this fur. I think it actually looks like fur on her. Imagine those canceled shows with great storylines and animations, yet it became not popular. Oh, there's a lot of those, yeah. You know, Fooly Cooly, my most inspirational and favorite animes, did not do well in Japan. It only did well in America. I remember Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy selling his script and art online because Cartoon Network can't maintain them. Yeah, I heard about that. That was pretty sad when they canceled his show. I was like, isn't that show popular? What's going on? It was, I guess it was more expensive to produce than other animations because they were still using traditional animation techniques. Life would be weird sometimes. Inexplicable. Inexplicable. It's the first time I've ever said that word out loud. Inexplicable. Oh, there was that whole writer's strike that happened that hit Comedy Central hard. There have been so many writer strikes, I can't even keep track. Fur cloak for the barbarians. Alright, let me do some shading, some highlights. I think we're going to start gearing up to come to a close. Coloring has definitely gotten easier for me through these streams. I think I've picked up a technique that is efficient, still maintains quality. Oh man, I just got hungry. Uh, yeah, there was some comedy festival run by some rich princes in Iran, I think. And a lot of the biggest comedians went over because they got paid a lot of money. There's a lot of backlash though because the public feels like they're supporting terrorists. I don't know. It's complex. I think I saw a video where someone was kind of talking about it and kind of explaining how it could be a good thing to slowly get those countries out of that way of being by slowly integrating Western culture to that part of the world. I usually use blue for, yeah, bluish or turquoise for energy. She needs like a frame. Do a little artistic frame. Let's see. It's crazy. Like when I look at it on my crappy monitor versus my iPad, it's like a night and day. Like the crappy monitor doesn't show any of the true colors. Looks like she's in one of those labyrinths. Let's go with that. Oh yeah, we gotta flip it. It's been a while since I flipped it. Glad you enjoy the coloring, Ricker. Color always makes things brighter. Everyone could use a little color in their life. A random question. The Boots shoes, would you say it's like mini rocket add-ons for hovering or anti-gravity? I figured I'd ask because I've seen that on Akumi, or at least one of her takes. Yeah, unknown for now. I see them as like anti-gravity shoes, like more streamlined version than what Akumi has. Like Akumi has usually when she has them, she has the big boots. I think I've given Akumi the shoes as well, but they're not as prominent, I guess. But the Akumi Wars in the Akumi Wars little promo animation, I do a little introduction to her shoes. They kind of look more like they have thrusters on, but it could be a mix, thrusters and anti-gravity. Where's that? Oh. Damn it. She has a lot of she has lines on her leggings. I should add those. Okay, dokie. I think I will do a little more detailing on her later. I'm always torn between making the eyes light or dark. I think like the dark sometimes looks better, depending, I guess. No, I didn't put enough lines around her. I don't know what kind of outline to put around her. I'll figure it out. Can't be blue since the background is blue. Well, probably leave the blue highlights on her there. But oh, she took it from Hermes. Oh yeah, that's true. It started with that Greek mythology. Shoes with wings, or Icarus. Yeah, it looked like Nikes. Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna call it a night. We're over 2 hours. That went by quick. I need to prep. I need to do a workout tonight. I gotta maintain it. It's so easy for me to just fall out of uh, staying in shape, doing art all the time. It's so easy to not be healthy. But yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow for the last time this week. So until next time, peace and two pieces. I'm out. Yeah, I need to go back to the. I need to go back to the forest. All right, Ricker, Fear, Zaire, LGL, unknown for now. Shiver.